name is Nadia Stowers. I am two-time pro strongwoman, animal athlete, and this weekend, first and foremost, I performed in the, it's called the Arnold Strongman Classic, and it's an invite only for some of the top athletes in our sport here at the Arnold, and this is my first year. And it's been hectic. It's been quite the experience. So our contest started on Friday, and event one was the 11-bar deadlift. Normally it's for max. This time they gave us 3 reps. Unfortunately, due to my injury from official Strongman games, my hip has been bothering me due to my limp and my gait. And so I just went out there, put out one number, get it on the board, not to further risk any injury, and it actually hurts to deadlift at the moment, so that was just a one and done, get some points on the board, and then save the energy for later on. After elephant bar, we had our press medley, and the press medley consisted of 1 dumbbell, 154 pounds, one's natural stone press, 175, and then we had a choice of 2 logs. One was 270 and one was 220. Any reps with the 270 always beats any with the 220. It's called a trump, is what the standard in the competition is.
This is a big push. This is 3/4 of her body weight. And you have to land it on the pad. That's right. This stone, the dumbbell, the logs, they must land on the pads for the lift to count. And this, the 175-pound stone, trying to press it overhead.
I felt pretty good going into this one. I got the dumbbell, no problem, got the stone, no problem. Unfortunately, on my way over, I did get a cold. I went to press the 270 to take that breath, and a cough got caught. And so from there, the panic mode kind of started to blink, and I just couldn't get that breath enough to get under the log, and so ended up bailing on the 270, run over real quick with, I would say, maybe 10 seconds to spare, and I was able to just muscle my way through at least 1 rep at the 220, which at the time you're thinking, okay, well, that wasn't the best. But kind of seeing what happened after that, I was the only person to even touch the 220. The ones who got the 270, they got their points, but other than that, those who couldn't do the 270 didn't do any of the log, so I actually got those points. 3 adjectives I would use to describe this prep would, 1, for sure be challenging. 2 would be growth, and then 3, it's honestly belief. Like, belief and confidence, I feel, are kind of one on one. There's many days I would crawl into the gym and just laying on the floor, and you kind of question, like, can I even do this? Because there were so many events, and some days it didn't even want to have pressure on it, let alone train and pick up a stone to my shoulder. So there's just those days like, what am I doing? And Jacob has been fantastic throughout that entire prep, because it's, like I said, you have to remember what you do, who you are, your confidence, and sometimes it gets broken. And I feel like it's good for people to see that, though, because they put us up on this pedestal, this superhuman level. It's like, no, we're human. And my foot hurts, I'm tired, it's really cold, and so you just see me kind of bundled up in the corner just sitting. It's like, yeah, we're still human, but what we do to come out of that is what separates us. Like, everybody has those moments, but is it your fight or flight engagement? And this one, I'll admit, it blinked flight a couple of times just because, well, I could get hurt and then I'm done for my career, or I could just do a really bad performance and I'll never get invited back. Those are the things that are kind of starting to sneak in, but you have to be stronger than those voices, and having a great support system does wonders for when you fall back. They catch you and like, what are you doing down here? And they push you back up. And so I'd say those 3 for sure. I would say growth being the biggest one. Event 3, it's known as the timber carry, and it's frame. You hold on to the sides, there's no straps. It's usually a pretty gritty feeling in the hands, similar to a power bar. And you go up a ramp that has slight incline. The Weights for the women was 580. This was an event I was training for back in 2023 when I ruptured my left Achilles, so that was the first injury. And so this event has always been kind of not a vendetta, but more of a redemption factor. Because I came in with the other Achilles ruptured from official Strongman games. So it just seemed like no matter what, this event was always going to have some adversity or some challenge to it. And I was going to pull out of it. And then I got there, I was like, take a couple steps, see what I can do, maybe not go up the ramp, the incline. But then once I had it in my hands and I was walking, it was literally that cliche of one step at a time. It was something that I felt like I needed to finish, just as almost as like that redemption for 2 years ago, that injury, and I had to pull out of the Arnold. And then now this injury, and I'm almost having to pull out of that event. As I'm climbing that ramp, I'm thinking it's like, that black line is only getting closer with every step that you take. Are you in pain? No. Is it hurting? No. Are your hands like you're gonna lose your grip? No. So it's like, there's no reason to stop. Other than that's just a mental block that you would have. So as I'm just stepping, that line is closer and closer, and you're just like, just get there. And that was the absolute highlight of the entire show for me, was that ramp, because nobody should be able to do that with an injury, let alone no straps, let alone as slow as I was moving, because the idea is to go fast and run through it, outrun your grip. But that was just something I had to power through. It was for myself, and it was just for the show, for myself, for my coach. It was just something of a, okay, we can do this. No matter what injury might try to take us down, no matter if I'm sick or whatever, there's certain times where you just know your capabilities and you're gonna push through to the end. You go home with no regrets. My expectations this year was really just to show people that the smalls can do it. And so I really want to get up there for not only just females, I want to show even the smaller build men where they're like, well, can I do this? Look at these giant men. I was like, yeah, those are the giants, but we have other weight classes. And so by being a middleweight that's competing with the open heavies who can be 200, 250 plus pounds, showing somebody, hey, what do you weigh, 150, 170? We can still do this too. And so I love being the face and the voice for I call the littles. We're down here, but we're strong and sturdy. We're just gonna kick you in the knees. We're just a little lower. Day 2, first event, it is called the Big Jerk. You have the option to go either behind the neck or in front of you, standing inside of pressing blocks so that the bar and the weight land on the blocks, nowhere else. The most I've ever pressed was the day I actually had my animal interview at my gym, and that was 275. That one surprised me. That one took me a lot by surprise. So coming into it on day 2, I had a little bit of confidence knowing that, okay, even if I don't hit 275, I know I can do this event on my foot. It doesn't give me much jump, but at least I can get enough air, I can muscle something, get something on the board. And it wasn't too shabby. I finished that one out at 230. The winner was absolutely astounding at 350, but we knew she was just gonna take that one and run because she's been training her butt off for it. But that was an event that I knew I could do, put a number up on the board, and I actually felt pretty good about it. Event number 2, this was a brand new event that they just kind of made up. I'd never seen it before. They called it the Timber Trial, I believe. And it was 2 logs, like a regular logs would press, but instead of the handles being vertical, they built one long horizontal bar for us to pick up and run with these logs. You had to load them off to a sled. I want to say it was about 35, 40 feet. The distance wasn't too terrible. The women had 2 logs, and then after you had to drag 3 back. So there was already a log loaded onto the sled. I actually was surprised. The logs felt light in my hands. I was able to move forward. I even figured out a weird way to get back over there with as little steps as possible, some kind of like lumbering broad run. It was weird, but it worked. And then ran into a little sniff, like snafu with the sled, because I do only have one foot that's driving. and so the sled just keeps pitching to that one side. It gets caught on the rubber, you have to readjust. So, but I mean, if you watch it, it's just me just pulling and hauling for about a minute straight. In our sport, they tell you if you're not gonna finish, get your distance. Like, you know, in your head, go as much as you can, because you don't know what the other people are gonna do. So you might just give yourself a foot up. So whatever it is, I'm gonna go to that minute, to that whistle. You never know, that last foot could be what takes the event or even gets you better placing. So even if I didn't finish it, I felt good about being able to perform as well as I did still. Event number 3, day 2, was our stone to shoulder. It was another Trump style, meaning there was a lighter one, there was a heavier one. Our heavier one was at 300, lighter one was 250. I did attempt the 300. It broke the ground twice. And at that point, you're just like, should I waste any more energy trying to break this guy? It's the end of 2 days, you're already exhausted, your back's blown out. And so we're like, let's just try and get over to the 250, get a couple reps. I was able to get 1 rep with the 250, and it actually put me, I want to say 5th or 6th, like mid-pack. Because whether they went for 300 or the 250, the women after me didn't manage to get any reps. And so, like I was telling you, don't count yourself out. Whether you're like, oh, it's 1 rep, what is it gonna count for? That 1 rep literally pushed me up in that event from, I think it was last place, and I got to 5th. So if you think, oh, it's not worth it, do it anyway, because you don't know what the results are gonna be. And at the end of the competition, I ended up not last, like, yes, second to last, but hey, it still bumped me up. And knowing I could still perform on injury, I could still perform sick, it's still kind of like, okay, that's not too bad. I can't wait to see what I can do healthy. So it actually is exciting that I came into this competition at a disadvantage, because it's just gonna set me up better for next year. Like, all right, now you better be ready for a healthy storm. I'd say the biggest thing that I gained from the Arnold this weekend is really stepping up to that platform of professional athlete, because we all start out and yeah, it's fun, this is cool, oh, I got a sponsor, it's cool, but then there's a point where you kind of stop and you have to take it a little more serious. Like right now, you're doing your interviews, you're doing your meet and greets, and you have to see that as part of, now you're a representation for a sport, you're a representation for a part of fitness. You're here at this convention and you're the face of these things. So you can't, not that we do, but you can't be goofing off and kind of, I don't know, just doing willy-nilly. You kind of have to always have that professionalism about you, keeping your head up even when you don't want to, being well-spoken, because like right now I have animal across my chest. Wherever I go, whatever comes out of my mouth, I'm representing animal. This is what I do, this is my life, this is my career, and it's no longer, like, it's fun, but it's not fun in games anymore. Like, this is me, this is who I am. And so that's been really fun, because it's just like, I wouldn't say approaching it as a job, but it's now approaching it as your identity. Like, so many people I feel are lost, they're searching for something, and I think I finally found, this is me, this is who I am. Let's say even 20 years ago, that's 12, that was a very hard time in my life, and that's when I really was starting to dig and build that grit. We had poor, you know, evicted from homes, sometimes ending up in a homeless shelter. Like, those are the lowest of the lows at such a young age. And so if I feel like I saw myself now at that age, like, okay, we make it out of here. Okay, we dug down, we dig deep, and we made it out of here. We didn't let these situations destroy us or take us down, ending up in gangs or prisons or jails, go the other direction that it could, where we see people who grow up with no fathers, people who grow up in broken families. It doesn't end well. And so there's a few of us that have that exception that break it out of there. And so it's just like, I would tell her, keep your head down and don't change a damn thing, because the path we're on now, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna suck, and it's gonna break you apart. But at the end of this, those broken pieces are gonna find a different way to come back into this new person that you're just gonna love and enjoy. So I wouldn't change a damn thing about my past. Being described as like warrior champion, it's in a way surreal, and sometimes you almost feel disconnected from it, because this is the same body that you've been in, well, you grew up in, you were born in, and so mentally up here, you're still kind of that same person, but we rarely often turn the mirror around to see what other people see. And I do my best I want to uphold that reputation, is to give someone some inspiration. It gives someone a chance to be like, hey, look where I started. This was my first story, and look where I am now. So even if you see me as a warrior champion, whatever, I want people to see that within themselves. I want them to see a reflection of, I'm just a human. Like I say that, people don't believe me. I promise you I'm just a human. And if you know that you're human too, be like, well, if she did it, I can freaking do it too. So it's just like, put all of your effort into yourself, build your body, build your mind, build your spirit. And that's something that, like we say, we can't strip it away. It's gonna stay with you for absolutely forever.